So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the first, actually, in Sutton, but one of many, I'm sure, to come. Of really an in focus feature for our newsletter, speaking and discussing various members' thoughts and views across Sutton Coldfield. Our first person to be into the hot seat, so they say, is David Hemming, Senior Director and co-owner of Burley Browne Chartered Surveyors, based in the centre of Sutton. David, how are you? You okay?
Yeah, very good, Chris. Thank you.
Good. And I know, obviously, you've been based in the centre of Sutton for a long time, and a really sort of a key sort of contact across the office commercial property space within Sutton Coldfield. Just give us a quick insight into the business and your position in Sutton, and we'll move on to some questions.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we've been based in the town as Burley Browne since '99. Purely commercial chartered surveyors, so effectively cover all aspects of commercial property. Most people probably recognise us for the board's commercial sales and lettings across the town, and sort of and outside of the town, Lichfield, Tamworth. We're sort of very active across the whole of the Greater Birmingham, really. But now everything relating to commercial property, rent reviews, valuations, disposal, sales, we get involved with it. We get involved in it.
Yeah.
We like to think anyway.
In between, absolutely. And obviously, yeah, we got together. We've been speaking on and off through the last 7 or 8 months, and of course prior to that, but obviously the last few months have seen a rather big change in how offices are used. Just give us your insight, perhaps on a more of a local level, within Sutton and Lichfield and Tamworth, about how that office market is performing and the commercial sector is performing, and just a bit of an insight for those watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Sutton and North Birmingham, Lichfield, Tamworth market probably has actually held up relatively well compared to probably what you hear or read in the press. The market has maintained inquiry levels. We've maintained and dealt with quite a few transactions over that sort of 6-month period. The difficulty that we're finding, probably from an occupier side, is availability. Really, there's been a lot of office space, particularly in Sutton, that has been converted across to residential accommodation, and that has restricted opportunities for Sutton businesses to move and grow. And that's to a lesser extent the case in Lichfield and Tamworth, really. But yeah, there's certainly still inquiries out there. There's a lot of Sutton businesses that are doing well and want to expand, and encouragingly, where possible, they want to stay in the town. It's just finding a suitable accommodation for them, really, which is and I suppose, in a funny sort of way, that hasn't really changed since when we've spoken in January last year and the year before that. I suppose it doesn't necessarily change too much. No, and it won't. I mean, the problem we have is that we're crying out for new developments in and around the town for the medium-sized businesses to grow into, and there just aren't the opportunities at the moment. But equally, the values that you can achieve when you compare it for example, residential, there's a big difference. So inevitably, developers are focusing on the residential market.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's sort of market forces at work to a degree. But we obviously, as a chamber and as yourself, we want to encourage people to stay in the area. Absolutely.
Definitely,
I think, we were talking before we came on as well around that sort of new startup and new businesses that perhaps your micro businesses are looking at offices because they have to move out of the house. We were talking before, and I spoke to a business recently, locally, who had brought a new starter on, and were sort of sharing their kitchen side to work, and having to do that out of necessity. So, as you say, that part of the market is still moving and buoyant to a degree.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, there's I wouldn't necessarily say daily, but there's a good flow of inquiries from the smaller startup and younger businesses that are at that sort of embryonic and an early stage, where they are, like you say, they're probably moving from their their small office at home, or their single room office in a serviced environment, and they want that 2-3 room office or an open plan office that's slightly larger. And yeah, there's certainly a demand for that, which is encouraging. And probably we've certainly noticed over the last 6 months that's there's certainly that hasn't sort of gone away, far from it.
No, absolutely. And you say when when people are then looking to look into offices, you told a story around having your first viewing of a site that's a potential for sale through WhatsApp. So yeah, I suppose, as you say, that technological side and the different experience of how your clients interact with you, I suppose, has of course been affected by the lockdown and by the.
I think it's no different from any business, isn't it? We've all had to sort of look at the ways we operate, particularly during that first early stage of lockdown, where literally we're all sort of stuck in our offices at home, and looking how we can sort of continue to maintain activity and run our businesses really. And yeah, I think just that prime example. I think probably 6 months pre-lockdown, if someone would have said, right, go and walk around an empty office or retail unit with your phone and do a viewing over WhatsApp, I'd have said, no, I want you out, come and have a look. Yeah. I want to see you physically inside my property. But it's changed massively, and to be fair, for the good really, we're able to bring people to properties that wouldn't otherwise be able to look at them quickly and efficiently, really.
Yeah, and that efficiency and that sort of pace of the sort of the process, I suppose, can be improved.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we've brought in invested in virtual viewing technology that we were certainly looking at before lockdown, but it was quite a significant investment for the business, and that was probably 18 months away from our point of view. But we've found it, we've invested in it, and it's been a massive help. Clients like it. It's a good quality product that enables people to inquire the space in their own time and really understand the accommodation. So, and I think that's those businesses that can adapt and be flexible will hopefully see this through this difficult time through.
Absolutely, and that's an interesting sort of view of it, and encouraging that you're able to, absolutely, as a local business to change and to continue that promotion and working with the local property market. No, fantastic. And I suppose just lastly, a show that things don't stand still from your point of view. I know there was an article featured in our newsletters this week about a bit of a change of the guard at Burley Browne with himself. Just tell us a bit about that. And again, I think while I know that was a long time in sort of working through, that shows that there is an ongoing, businesses continue to change and improve.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, I've been part of the business. Well, I qualified as a surveyor through the previous guys with Andrew Billy, and I've been back with the business for 15 years. And I live in Sutton. My kids were born and grown up here, and Sutton's an important part of my life. And to be able to, I suppose, commit to Burley Browne and drive the business forward with Sutton as our base, it's quite exciting, really. Sutton's really important for our business. Inevitably, it's not the only area that we do business. We do business all over the country, but Sutton, Lichfield, Tamworth, it's sort of the bedrock of what we do, really. And it's really exciting. It's hopefully continue to see the business sort of grow to even bigger and better things over the next few years.
Absolutely, well, that's great to hear, and I know how committed a lot of your staff are to the local area, and I know quite a few of them well. So it's great to see that's moving forward. So brilliant. Just to finish, David, I suppose from a personal point of view, as a business owner in the area, just give your last sort of piece of advice either to fellow business owners and to, I suppose, the community as a whole as to what you've learned in the last 7, 8, 9 months, and some advice as to how they can perhaps continue to work as well as you've been able to.
I think from our point of view, it's there are some tough decisions that every business has to make, particularly in these times, and we're no different from that. The one piece of advice that I was given a long time ago, and that we're trying to implement as a business, is fast decisions. Try and be as flexible and as adaptive as you can, and if there's a decision to make, be confident in your own business, be confident in the decisions that you are making as an owner, and make them quickly and see them through. You're not going to get all of those decisions right, but those that you don't get right, you hopefully will learn from them for the future. So yeah, have confidence in your business.
Sage advice, that very sage advice. Thank you, David. Absolute pleasure. As I say, it's been great to hear from you today, and where we look forward to hearing from you more in the future. And thanks very much for your time. Pleasure. Thanks, David.
No, thanks, Chris, and thanks for the support from the Chamber as well.